Alright, so I just want to make the short version of this on the go dream related revelation of George Floyd's state in the afterlife. And it's been about an hour and it's like 30 minutes. So, this is the short version. Last night, I had two dreams concerning this, and a third one. Third one is a bit sport, but it kind of a same environment. Let me explain. I asked God for a winner yesterday in sport, start my life, and I also asked the state of him in the afterlife. Somebody asked me if Trump 2 days, and yesterday I asked somebody known and Elvis Presley's state. So I wanted to continue in that kind of vein, and that kind of a. So the dream that I had is I was looking. You see about this post behind, somewhere like this, that distance, and there was a townhouse. It was, first of all, it was. Let me tell you, there was no light, but there was no completely darkness. There was about 70%, 80% dark. It was like a night without light outside when it's night, but you can see. Uh, and Not 10%, but let's say 20% light only. Um, it was just on the edge, I guess, that you will be like, man, this place is dark. Just on the edge, to be unpleasant, I guess. But the new thing in this video, and also the shortness of it, is that I don't think, let me explain why, that it will not be too easy if he's stuck in there for the long run. This is the thing that I saw, that when I woke up, I thought it's not too good. Then after the second dream, I'm like, oh, maybe it's good. And now an hour later, putting this together, I'm thinking, because of the third one, God is telling with the sport to not do something, that with all this put together and hearing all the testimonies of faith, that it might not be too good, but it's not a hellfire. And it's not about the darkness, like pitch black and you're alone and you're crying. That's for people who didn't do bad but stayed like a light without being shown to God for others. One time I died and I woke up and I was in an apartment alone and I started to cry and I heard hee, was a devil voice. I opened and I put my hand, because outside was really dark, and a clock came and I looked. Suddenly I could see, and it's 11 o'clock. What hit me? I turned my hand. Big clock, like cheap clock, 11 o'clock. And I knew that, and I did act upon it. 2 years full time for God. And preaching divine mercy in 2010 to 12. So this thing, it was like in a townhouses, like I see in North York here. Townhouses, which is half ghetto. There's not a building, but it's townhouses. And he might live there without me knowing it. So, but first, before the townhouses, I see on the left somebody tall, and behind him somebody small. And that for me, now that after I wake up, that it's him and his daughter on the back. You see, he was on the left, his daughter was on the left of him, so the extreme left, and he was like protecting. But when I saw this, I had two things told to me, that it was like Bonnie and Clyde on the run, and first, just before, that they were killers, or I guess him, there was killers in the air, or, and also for sure, what did I saw on the right between the townhouses in the middle, is that two persons especially, which had, if there were demons, they were in flesh. They were black. There was a big woman, and there's a skinny man on the left. So big woman on the far right, skinny man on the. They don't like him. They might have been a third one in the back. They don't like him, and there's a bad, like when you look somebody bad, they don't like him. And I think this did happen in real life. He was protecting his daughter, and some places like this, instead of saying we all in the ghetto, there's like They do maybe jealousy on envy because they know who knows who can connect who with some dope or whatever. It's weed now that it's legal, but before it was not. He has a big body. He gotta feed himself. If he's on the household, he's gonna take a portion. The other people, the big woman with guys around him, they don't like her. Jealousy. You know what I mean, right? Even high class people know what I mean. So it's an envy for the wrong side. But him might be better cool, and his reason was now he's protecting his daughter. Maybe he killed in the past. He was guilty of it. He knew better, maybe not. He went in jail 5 years, that we know. So definitely he knew some killers that knew other and everybody there. But his daughter was behind, so now he's doing one good thing. He's protecting his daughter. And then I was seeing that. Also after that, I see like 5 different similar, let's say, frames, do not say painting, similar, and one on the right, then the one on the right of the right, and so on, and then it shut down. In the first video I did, I said I don't know if he's gonna get killed, if his life would have continued, but I knew that this would have been his life. But now his life got cut short at the first frame that I saw. Now I'm thinking something else. You know, when you're playing video games, you're playing with your fate of God, and this is has nothing to do with his family. His family is different. We all different too. We can help each other, but we all face to face alone in front of God. It's like at the end, what happens? You're passing stages. It's like frames, did it, like Mario and everything, and you go there. And maybe at the end, I said, I don't know if he had finished his life peacefully or would have died. All I knew was dark, the same thing. No less dark, no less right, no fire hell. That's a form, I think, of life after, for not the wicked, but something. Now, the hair in the air, they didn't like. They were killers. I don't know if they were threatening him specially or not, or more or less. It was bearable, but obviously if you would be there for eternity, it will not be pleasant, and the light will be dull. And after it finished, after it went back, I think there for a second and it finished. That's how I understood that he got finished here, his life. And he stood on the side like this. The presence, not him face that I saw. The presence is like almost not a shadow, but a invisible shadow with a presence. Somebody behind him, that's his daughter for sure, because that person behind him was not a Bonnie and Clyde. That person was knees down. That big woman, I don't know even if it was his ex or not. Now that I'm thinking, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, maybe. With the new guy that she was putting between him and herself. Right? Sometimes it means everything. That's how God is powerful. That's how God is just. Many times I'm like, God, this dream, is it that, for that, for that? He told me for everything. It's almost like there's a team every day. And I'm telling, because we have to believe, because at the end when he comes for everybody. When he tells something, it's for everybody. When it's 2020, it's 2020 for everybody. When a star falls, it's for everybody. And this guy, after this happened, the dream finished. I woke up, I'm like, oh, that's not too good, man. He was a killer. Then I'm thinking, he didn't finish too well. Second dream, I'm standing in the same spot, but I'm more like happier. There's a second and I'm feeling like I'm gonna receive something. I'm kind of happy. What is it? Suddenly, without seeing a hand or nothing, I just know somebody's depositing a crown on my head. But this crown is of leaves. Still the same 20% light. It was a good feeling. Like I had a reward. And I think this is all his eternity. He's going through a bad stage. He has to protect like Mario or a game. He arrives without being killed. He's like, what do I receive? And he's getting this crown. But this crown, we know that for really Jesus fighters, there's two crowns. There's the white one and there's the red one that I mentioned in the first dream. Now that I'm hiding, see how sleepy I am with God and not reading the scriptures for many years. What happens is that this, I said that it was in leaves, like grape leaves. Strange. Other people that don't follow God, it's a subcountry in the grass in the forest. Yeah, yeah, okay. I'm doing this every day. How many times I got this? This is ridiculous. God is not telling me to move spot now. And that, it's him with the marijuana. For me, smoking, ganja. That's what he received, man. It's not a mockery. It's just wherever you invest, that's all you get for eternity. Because this life, it's enough for you to get your eternity. Doesn't have to be 200, 300 years old. This life gets at the point that you have enough knowledge to take responsibility, just if it was 300 years old, your life. For some, if it cut short by somebody that attack you, good for you, you're gonna be rewarded. And if his life would have continued like the spot, they were not more clear, and his life got shut down, and now he receives a crown, which is a better for him. Also, every bad things that happen, it's for the best. Your life is taken away, you receive it the best. If you were bad, probably you would have been worst, and there's gonna be a reward for you, or a lesser pain. He has a little reward in heaven. Now for his family that hears that, be strong. This is what, I'm just a messenger. And like I say, when you stand before God, it's between you and him. Obviously we like our families, but many like you have felt sad when a family member was bad and gets down, and then they're like, ah, man, I'm not that strong. We have to pray first. Praying when they're alive, or even it helps. Sometimes even after life, it helps. Of course it helps. That's a gift. That's the free thing. God is free. You know, my mom was sick, I returned, and now I regret I'm stuck here. Even wanted, I don't feel good. Even wanted, I missed my train. I returned, and I was okay there. Maybe that was for my best, but I heard go tomorrow. I could have prayed for her. I knew the prayer that if you die, because she was in the ICU with the ventilator before coronavirus. It has nothing to do with coronavirus. I knew I was even an apostle for that prayer. Divine mercy that save. If you say it for somebody else at the hour of death, I could have pray, and then if I fall asleep, God, man, if I fall asleep and she's in danger, wake me up. God will do it if I do my best, and that will have probably changed me. And if she would have died, that would have changed me for the best even, and her would have been saved. Now we're not sure. Now I'm even mad. I went, my brother didn't want to be there. She's contacting me, I don't want. God knows now if she's more in danger for the afterlife. And me, I start swearing. Instead he told me I needed a woman to touch me all the time there. I had a dream before my brother called me that somebody died. And then I would have read and cry to you when I speak about Jesus. You see the difference when we're selfish? Now, that was it for him. The third one, which is a sport, but I'm telling you now, for the kids, don't do drugs. See the next video if you want what has to do. Don't do drugs, and if you drink, it's okay to drink, but don't get drunk. That means if you drink vodka, put some water in it. Don't get drunk. And serves the lady first. Thank you.